Hello! And
Hello.
welcome to Magic, Myths, and Mayhem, a TTRPG podcast with mostly accurate rules and inconsistent character voices. I'm Alex, your host and GM, and with me are Rowan, Buddy, Mark, and Joe. All of my wonderful players. How is everyone doing today? Joe, I can see it in your face. When the music started, I could see it behind your eyes. You're like, I'm going to say hello. I'm going to say hello real quick.
I might be challenging myself to nail the timing as best as I can every time.
Right. I will never hear it at the same time because obviously the Discord lag, but if it does work on your end, I'll just say it because then in the edit I can make it at the same time.
I mean,
I can make sure it lands.
To me, that was pretty spot on. I don't know.
It was way out for me.
Way out for us. But then Discord has lags.
Wait, hang on. Yeah, so there's going to be a lag. So how long of a lag is it so that I can try and anticipate you?
About 2 seconds.
That will up the challenge quite a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start again.
No. Everyone is here this week. It's weird.
Hello.
I don't know what to do. It's like when you're at a microphone and you don't know what to do with your hands.
Oh, did I forget? I forgot to tell you. I have to go.
Oh, you have to leave?
Yeah.
I'm not feeling very well tonight either, so I'm actually like halfway.
I feel pretty good.
I did feel good.
Yeah. I'm staying because I have my specifically bought my rustly papers. So you can't,
Oh my fucking god!
that was deliberately so you can't edit that out.
I only live 10 minutes away from you. I am able to drive over and punch you in the face.
That's the only reason. I don't actually like these things. I just buy it specifically because they're rustly paper.
Yeah. Well, okay. We have a recap. It's like 2 minutes long, so we'll get quickly into that, and then we can go into the session. And
I'm gonna mute myself.
Shall go.
What a fuss, eh? No kidding. Tough luck for Monty, wasn't it?
What happened?
Well, you know he disappeared when they entered the temple.
Yeah.
Well, he reappeared just as they were about to fight that mushroom-ridden priest thing.
Standing directly in front of it, nonetheless.
Oh, damn. Well, he's strong. I'm sure he was fine, right?
Nah, he was attacked and went straight down.
Knocked unconscious.
Stabbed.
Skewered.
Oh. Ouch.
Yeah.
It's fine, though. They want to fight, just had to pry out that mushroom thing's mushroom heart.
Which they did.
And reap the rewards in the hidden panel at the back of the room.
Oh, yeah, the panel. How did it open?
A classic sit on 3 of the beds in the other rooms and it'll unlock puzzle.
Classic.
Good job they didn't sit on 5.
Why?
Fire.
Lots of it.
Kinda rude.
Yeah, but if they sat on 6, they would have got a lot of healing.
Feels like they wouldn't trust it after 5.
I think that's the point. Risk and reward and all that.
So, what was next?
Hole.
What?
The hole.
In the other room.
The big one with the sacrifice motifs on the wall.
Oh, that hole.
Yeah, that hole.
What did the hole do?
Gave them some perks in return for some small sacrifices.
Shame they didn't put more expensive things in there, though.
Or jump in.
Yeah, that would have been fun. Oh well, they might come back.
Wow. So, a busy day.
Yeah.
Didn't finish there, though. They found out how to open the western doors.
The 3 locked ones.
Yeah, the locked ones.
How did they open?
Just had to push 2 of them at the same time. Was funny, though, watching Pesto try to get through the trophy room.
Why?
Because they found one of the pit traps with their face.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, it dropped.
Then popped.
Popped?
Slammed them into the ceiling.
Oh, poor thing. Really been through the ringer.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Oh well, it's fun to watch.
No kidding.
And I'm sure it'll only get more interesting.
No kidding.
No kidding.
No kidding.
So.
That was very good.
Okay.
That's very good.
So, you find yourself in 3 separate rooms. One of you slightly more frustrated at the situation than the others.
I'm leaving.
Did you say I'm leaving?
I'm leaving this room.
Okay. Having discovered 3 different corridors. That is room 9, 10, and 11. 11 had the statues, 9 had the tomes and the sort of jigsaw puzzly thing, and 10 has lots of moss and mushrooms all over it, and
Sucks.
as it turns out, pit straps. But then you would, from where you are, be able to see a bit more detail, and I can describe some of to you what is on those pedestals, what's left on those pedestals. But we'll get to that in a second. There is one other lying in the entrance area, rigid as a bone, who probably comes back to a little bit of consciousness. That would be Ozzy.
for our audio listeners, I looked around, which you couldn't see, but I did.
You look around and you see Pumpkin, who has curled up into like a circle and is snoozing next to you.
Aww.
You're not quite. The last you were conscious, you were in the corridor outside of the moss-stricken room, which had the priest in that Pesto had gone into, and now you're back in the starting area again. No friends to be seen.
Okay, and I believe that we did a few other things in like room 21, etc. Didn't we? Before, since our last long rest.
Well, yeah. So you've been through 21. You've nothing of particular significance, but that's the last you'd have remembered. You went through and sort of had a look at 21. You've obviously done that little first challengey type thing, which was for the copy key, and you were going into room 18. But yeah, you kind of just blanked out and woke up here, and none of your friends are around except for Pumpkin.
Sure. Just look around, twiddle his thumb bones for like a minute, then prod Pumpkin.
Would
with a gauntleted hand.
Pumpkin, like, you poke and just sort of goes.
Hi.
You can probably hear Pesto shouting in the distance.
It stands up and stretches, and in the distance you hear echoing through the halls, just Pesto.
Because Ozzy and I were shouting to each other.
Probably not Ozzy.
Not
Yeah,
Ozzy,
we're
sorry.
shouting with Ozzy.
Pesto and I were shouting.
You can hear their voices echoing down the corridor.
You probably hear something like, "How's it going?"
Bad, very bad.
Hey, doors open.
Currently, it's something more like, "I hate this room, and I hate this temple, and I hate everything, and everything's awful."
Have you been taught fetch yet? Can you fetch them, or could you understand the concept of like fetching me to them? I never really know how much common you understand, to be honest. So
there's nothing behind those eyes. Just staring straight at you, and then just tilts the head slightly.
I guess I'll just wait here then. If you can't take me to them, you know what? I'll let them like know where I am. So I will start singing terribly a sea shanty.
Yeah, all of you just hear like a weird haunting song coming from down the corridor, down from 8.
The lyrics, it's a very bawdy song about a tavern wench and a 3-legged sailor. So the only thing that's strange about it is that Ozzy seems to be singing it in a very enthusiastically, but in a minor key.
Of course,
so
naturally.
It's just a bit kind of discordant.
Very, very haunting. You hear it down the corridor.
I hate this place.
The sailor is human, but has 3 legs.
Yeah, we get it. We get it. You're talking about his penis, Joe.
I didn't
Scandalous.
Would you recognise the voice?
You've probably heard him singing as we set sail a few times.
Is this just what the ship sounds like in the middle of the night?
I think maybe, but then you don't know what's happening with all of the stuff that's in here. So it could be a fake. It could be something else. You know.
Oh god, it's a mimic. It copied Ozzy's voice.
I'm gonna go through this hallway.
Oh, you're just going forwards.
Yep.
Going to collect Ozzy so that Joe can join the party, or
Monty
Monty
is going to call through to Pesto. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun in there, old chap. But if you don't want to stay in that room, if you think you've got everything you can, come out for now. We really ought to make sure Ozzy's okay, and also we have a couple of corridors to investigate.
Well, there is some loot in here.
As part of this, Alex, I'm going to ritually cast Sense Magical Aura.
just before you do, Pesto, going top left, top middle, top right, and then bottom, you see, obviously you don't know specifically what they are, but the first one appears to be some kind of a mask. The second one, you can't really tell what it is, but it looks somewhat golden in metallic, very small, like a golden odd shape, not like a ball or a coin or a ring. It's about like the size of a mug, but possibly upside down. The top right one, you can just see a rather large silver, probably coin or flat something. When I say large for a coin, it would be
Like saucer size,
a
maybe?
few inches across. Yeah, something like that. Maybe a bit smaller, but about that kind of a thing. And then the one at the bottom, you can see underneath all of it a bronze key, but it is
God
not.
damn it!
It is not a simple key as all the other ones have been. This is definitely an ornate key. Lots of fanciful details to it.
When you're walking through hell, you just got to keep on going. Do I have a thing? Do I have a thing? Not that thing that you're thinking of. Different thing.
Whilst you're reading that, Niffy, you walk into this corridor. Obviously, you were at the bottom of these three rooms. You've walked. There is a door, what is now directly to the south of you, but you can see to the north of you. I don't need to measure. I won't do that. To the north of you, you can see that, in fact, all three of the corridors that you guys have found all connect up.
Cool. I'm gonna walk all the way up this way,
Okay, all the way to the north.
and then come to the doorway of Pesto's room.
Sure. So you come to the room that Pesto is in, to the doorway of it,
What? Don't walk any further!
and see Pesto look a little dishevelled, and Monty's at the other door, a little dishevelled.
Ah, hello.
Don't walk any further!
What you doing?
You'd certainly be able to hear their voices now, Ozzy.
Yes, I heard you having some fun in here. What's the situation?
There are pit traps all around this room that both make you fall in them and then shoot you up out of them into the ceiling. It sucks.
So the question is, if I fly above one, will it do that anyway or not?
Flying would be so helpful.
This whole place kind of sucks.
Yeah, but there's so much loot in here.
Yes, it depends whether it's a pressure place or a sensor. You see, if I fly above one, well, I suppose I can see there's some various bits and bobs. I tell you what, I'm going to go back and see how Ozzy is first.
There's another problem though.
Oh yes.
All of the tops of these things with the stuff on them, they're coated in like this fungus that when you mess with it too much, it spits out some poison.
Okay, that's not so good. That's bad, in fact.
Fun.
Can I take my crowbar, which I have from my Dungeoneers pack, and try to like dig through the floor in front of me to see if there's another pressure plate or like panel that will depress?
When you say dig through the floor,
because you said there's like vines and shit all over the floor, right?
so there's a lot of moss and stuff on the floor.
Like get them out of the way to get a better look at the.
I understand.
Yes.
Horrible surface of a floor. Vines and shit. Terrible.
Okay, so are you just the one that is, when you say in front of you, to the west? Or
Towards
around?
Niffy. I'm trying to make
Towards
my
the
way
west.
to the bottom left
Yeah.
item.
You certainly scrape away the bit in front of you.
Can I investigate it?
It's not the easiest thing to sort of tear away and such, but yeah, you can take a look. So you already did a generalized, I think you did a perception around the room, but yes, if you're going to do an investigation, of course it would involve getting a little bit more handsy with it all, but you're welcome to do so.
Wonderful.
While Pesto is doing that, I'm going back to the doorway, and I'm going to shout, Ozzy!
Oh,
Is that you making that awful sound?
who's that?
It's me, Monty.
But Monty, disappeared in front of us?
Yes, I reappeared again, and then I got stabbed, but then I got better.
I mean, that just doesn't sound very likely. I'm much more inclined to think you're some kind of doppelganger, put here to confuse and disorient us and maybe kill us.
I don't think you need anything to confuse you, to be honest, Ozzy. Well, we're down here if you want to come and join us.
What's something only the captain would say?
Get yourself down here immediately, Ozzy, or you're in trouble.
No, I feel like lots of people say that kind of thing. It's got to be something that only you and I would know.
I think that only you and I would know. Ozzy, you're an idiot.
No, I think we all know that one.
It's that's quite hurtful. And you've also... You hear the sound of Ozzy taking out his battle axe. You've never said that to me before, Captain.
What was he? What was that person you said? I said you weren't allowed to kill them unless I told you. you're allowed to kill them. Back at the
Door flings open. Oh, Captain, so good to have you back.
there you are. We're having some fun down here. Do come down, but don't go into the room on what is now my left just yet. Okay, there's stuff happening in there.
Aye. Do you know why I woke up in this room?
Well, because we dragged you there after you sort of froze.
But sorry, I should be more specific. Do you know why I woke up at all? Because I don't really sleep.
I have no idea.
The room part was the least surprising bit of it, if I'm being totally honest.
I presume it was the magic of this bit. I mean, for me, I walked in through the doors of what I now presume are upstairs. I don't know where they are. I walked in through the doors of the temple. Next thing I knew was a priest-shaped sort of fungusy thing was stabbing me through the chest. I'm not entirely sure. A bit of a strange place. I think that's.
Oh, well, you look pretty good for it. But are you feeling quite unhealthy? Did you lose a lot of? I suppose you don't really have blood, but did you lose a lot of ectoplasmic fluid?
I did lose a lot of my essence. I did have a little rest. Yes, little fall over. But that's why we were back where you just woke up. We went back there to have a bit of a lie down time.
Okay. Well, do you need topping off?
Well, at some point, but I'm okay at the moment. I'll let you know if I get into trouble.
Sure. Just let me know. I've sucked the essence out of a lot of people, so I've still got plenty to give you.
That's very kind.
Pesto, what was your investigation?
Well, I rolled a natural 1, but I have that inspiration. So I'd like to use that.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't know about that right now.
That's a 27.
It's a little bit harder than a 1.
Yeah.
You are
One.
pretty certain that space directly to the left of you, or should I say to the west of you, is not a pitfall trap.
I will step on it.
You have indeed stepped on it.
Pesto.
What?
Obviously, I've missed a few things here. I've not seen this room really until a few moments ago. If I were to try using Mage Hand to try and get one of the objects off one of the pedestals, have you tried something like that? Would that be a problem?
I sent my toys in here, and they're not strong enough, so I doubt the Mage Hand would be strong enough to get them out from their kind of moss or vine wrappings.
I see. Okay, thank you very much.
I was going to go at it with a knife, which, yeah. How tall are these things?
The pedestals?
Mm-hmm.
Particularly, I'd say each one is somewhere around 3 feet off the ground, so you'd be sort of... Yeah, you would be like the top of your head is where the top of the, or maybe a bit higher than that, top of the pedestal is.
That's unfortunate. Can I investigate the panel south of me?
You can.
Wonderful. That is a 15.
Pretty sure it's safe.
What are you doing in there, mate?
There's loot!
Yeah, but what are you doing? I can't see through this doorway.
I'm trying to get the loot.
I'm going to step in because I'm going to assume that Pesto must have stepped from this square when he came in.
Would you benefit from a pole?
Yes, actually.
It seems like the kind of thing you've normally got, but I can give you one if you need it.
Yeah, I was looking through my stuff. I don't have anything longer than 5 feet.
Oh, well, I've got like 2 10-foot poles. If you want one.
To be fair, I don't know how well I'd be able to use them being this small.
I mean, they're just like poles. They don't weigh very much. They're about 7 pounds, if I was to be precise. just to eye it up, even though it's currently fabric.
Why don't we just send one of the tall people in then?
True. I was just already here.
No, I get that, and I understand if you want to keep doing it for your pride and everything. But keeps you safe. Gets one of the tall people in there that can reach better.
You know what? Why don't one of you follow me through here? I've put a green chalk mark on all the places that were fine.
You carry around green chalk, but not a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange, mate.
Well, yeah, chalk's easier to carry.
But you could make it out. You could have like a 10-foot pole of chalk, and 2 birds.
Well, no, because the moment you use it, it would break.
You could get like strong chalk. 2 birds, 1 magic pebble, 1.
Oh my fucking god!
Magic stone. Magic stone.
Now I remember why I have to be so high.
Also, where is your voice coming from? Are you in the room as well? You sound a bit further away.
No, I'm in the other doorway.
while they're chatting, I'm going to use my winged boots to levitate about 4 inches.
Okay.
So I'm not actually touching the floor, but I'm going to follow the green dots anyway until I get to here.
So you squidgle around using chalk that apparently exists to mark the ways to get over to where Pesto is.
Actually, Monty, back up one. I saw how big the cloud of poison was, and if I try to mess with this now and it goes poorly, you're also going to get caught in it.
Very well. Be careful then.
I will.
If it helps, I'm quite resistant to poison, not having lungs and stuff and blood and flesh.
Oh, that sounds like a...
I'm actually I'm resistant to it as well. Actually, I can.
But you've got loads of lungs and blood and flesh and stuff.
Well,
why is there a blue dot there?
Blue dot.
Oh, I see. No, it's all right. You can't see it yet. It's because if I turn my... Yeah, forget it. It's all right.
No, well, I can see the blue dot as well. It's near me, isn't it?
No, it's a bit... There's a blue... there's a blue dot. What that is to allow you to turn your character around.
Oh!
I see.
I've been wondering for a while what that blue dot was.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I make an investigation on the pedestal to see how sensitive the trigger for the poison may be?
Investigation would be using hands, but you can certainly do a nature.
Okay, yeah. Either one is fine with me. Nature.
You can do either, but as usual with an investigation, you kind of have to get in there.
17.
You get the feeling it's sensitive enough that if you're a bit more ham-handed or not conscious, it's going to get spory. And also enough, I would say that's enough to think that if you did use a knife or anything like that, the chances of it sort of puffing out this poison are higher, because it would damage it. But you're also pretty sure, especially with your small hands, if you were very careful, very gentle, and very conscientious, you could probably get whatever the hell's in there out of there without disturbing it. Hopefully.
Okay, we can get these out, but we cannot harm the plants around it at all.
See, I see.
So I'm going to try to very carefully remove them from this thing from its grasp.
Sleight of hand.
Thank you. Yes. That is only a 12.
Are you reaching over your head to try and grab this?
I'm not stepping on the platform because I remember when my toy did, that was enough to disturb it.
So the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Then disadvantage.
So she can't
12.
see what you're doing.
12 still. Yes, with a 12, you're muddling around just like, well, I'm assuming that if I put my hand in here and go around there, and you do feel there's something metallic in there, and you start to gently try and remove it, when suddenly there's just this that just hits you in the face, this horrible, stinky, rotting smell that would be 5 poison damage, but you said you were resistant, so that would obviously go down to 2.
No save against.
Fills up your lungs. It's gross.
That did not look nice.
Didn't smell nice. Guys, I think I'm too short to do this.
How tall am I now at the moment? I'm a dwarf at the moment.
You're also quite small. Yeah, you're about 4 foot.
Wait,
tall.
Monty, come here. I'm going to sit on your shoulders.
Potentially, yeah, possible.
Wait, do you have dwarf stats, or do you just look like a dwarf?
I just look like a dwarf.
Okay, because dwarves are resistant to poison.
No, unfortunately not. I haven't got bad sleight of hand though.
What is it?
You're not going to sit on Pesto's shoulders, are you?
I could sit on your shoulders, mate.
I tell you, well, you could always ask Ozzy to do it, since he is resistant to poison and large and able to reach what he's looking at.
So Niffy is also taller than both of you.
The problem is getting Niffy.
But Niffy's also not going to offer to do this.
No.
I know. I'm saying to them that they would look at you and see that you're taller.
They would look at her and she'd be like, nah, not today.
All right then, Pesto, I'll come over to you. You get on my shoulders.
All right, let me try this
Sure.
again.
So you hop up on his shoulders, do the sleight of hand. I will allow you to do it a second time. I will say, Monty, just give me a little athletics to hold him up.
How about acrobatics?
Yeah, athletics.
Damn, I'm very good at acrobatics and not very good at athletics, so my strength is terrible. However, I'm sure my dice will not fail me. Athletics. That's easy to remember.
Just don't roll really low. I'm so light.
That's all right. I rolled 18.
18. Sturdy as anything. You hop up on these shoulders and you're just like, surprisingly, just kind of like sitting on the ground. Like there is no movement whatsoever.
So stable.
Yeah, give me that second sleight of hand. And you can actually see what you're doing.
Any chance I can have an advantage from that?
No, you don't have disadvantage.
Can I
Natural
assist?
20.
Oh, I won't bother.
Like I said, your assist is holding up. A natural 20, being able to see what you're doing is so much easier. You just slip a hand in, you can see it, and you just whoop, pull it out. You have a very fanciful bronze key.
Okay.
Oh, well done. Well done.
Thank you. 3 more.
Now, how do we get across there without getting flattened into the ceiling, do you think?
Well, we can trust that your flying boots are going to make sure it doesn't trigger, or we can very slowly test all of these and get that pull from Ozzy.
Let's try the flying boot thing first, because... Ozzy, could you be ready to come and drag out my lifeless body if this goes wrong?
Oh, yeah, no problem. Would a dog be more helpful than a pole?
Dog?
A dog?
Well,
Yeah, like a dog.
I mean, a
You
dog
know, they have like 4 legs, and
Yeah, but that it was more so a question of how the hell are you getting a dog down here?
oh, they're already down here, mate. I carry them around with me.
What?
Okay, Ozzy.
This is new.
Sure.
Could you show us this little doggy then?
Did Dorothy hit his head?
I mean, it's 2 dogs, and they're quite large. They're mastiffs, but like, if I show, I can get them out, but then I can't get them back in again. We'll just be stuck with 2 dogs if we're not going to use them for something.
It's always nice to have a doggy.
Dorothy, did you hit your head?
I mean, if you want the dogs, I can give you the dogs.
I think we're okay.
Question. If you do bring out these doggies and they get injured or perish in thought, even killed,
Yes.
is that a big problem for you?
Oh, no, not particularly. I've named them after my old best friends, but like, I'm not that attached.
You named them and you're offering to kill them?
Well, they're currently made out of like magic and thread, so it's not like I've raised them or anything like that. I kind of took them off of someone that I murdered, so.
Okay. And can you resurrect them if they were to be killed?
No, they're dogs. Why would I? I mean,
because they're made of magic. That's why.
Actually, let me check. I would be able to revive one of them, but it would take most of our diamonds, and I'd have to do it pretty quickly.
In that case, we'll keep them for emergencies. We'll see. What happens. But thank you for letting me know. That's jolly interesting.
That's all right. I don't know why you're so surprised. I'm keeping them in the same places I'm keeping these 2 10-foot poles. You seem very surprised.
You didn't mention dogs before, but
I'm just very concerned.
I'm going to hover over this one.
You certainly do.
I just thought it might be good to like let one of them loose in the room and they'll fall in pits and set off traps and stuff.
Why would you sacrifice?
Like a form of like animal testing, I suppose.
No.
Monty, you move north and you're flying.
And it doesn't get. I don't get squished into the ceiling.
So
So either my boots are working, or this is a clear one. Can I get up the pedestal from here?
Pedestal.
Pedestal?
You can, and you're flying, so
Am I still on your back?
I don't imagine you can fly and carry someone.
I was thinking no, because my strength is not very high. I think that would be good.
Well,
but he can just fly to the right height.
I can have it. I'll have a go at this one, and then if I get flattened, you can have a go. So I'm sleight of hand.
Yes, indeed.
Slighting in my hands. I'm going to sleight my hand, although I did a good roll last time, so I'm slightly concerned this time. Come on. Oh, okay. That's not bad. 23.
23. Yeah, you have a look, analyze this vines, these mushrooms, moss, all of that, and just very gently push some of it aside, get your hands up in there. You can't really see at a certain point, it's sort of feeling around. You grab onto something metallic, positive potentially. Pull it out nice and gently, and in your hand you are holding a small golden bell with no clapper.
A small golden clapperless bell. I say, I've got a clapperless bell.
Okay, then.
Which to most would seem quite unhelpful.
I'm not going to do anything with it at the moment because this is not the room to be doing things.
Not even going to shake it. Fair enough.
No, I'm not going to shake it, not yet. Until I know a bit more about it. All right, chaps. Shall I keep going? No, I suppose I should keep going.
Give it a go.
I'm going to go.
Sure. You move to the east.
Okay. I'm going to go to that one.
You do indeed. Moving north to the other one over there.
My nose can't take this because somebody did put some dots. Actually, we don't know there's green dots, do we?
No.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to slide your hand that one.
Sure.
That rolled on the top of the other dice. We can't do that. That's not quite as good. That's 14.
A 14. You reach your hand into these vines once again and start pulling out something flat and metallic. And as you do, you start pulling it, and there's a bit of a movement to the vines. You stop moving, freeze in place for a second. But there's no spores, so you continue on and do manage to pull out a large silver coin with Armishan's laughing visage on one side and a question mark on the other.
Okay, silver coin with Armisham, and a question mark. That's going to be a coin to toss at a later stage.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the coin from the first campaign that Whitebane had? The gambler's coin?
Oh, yes, I'd forgotten that. Gosh, that's going back a bit, blimey. I shall retrace my steps to here. I've got to go forwards, haven't I? Yeah, I'll go forwards.
If I don't say anything, then nothing's happening.
I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for you to go. And the floor goes down. You've got a quarter of a second to get out of the way before you get flattened to the ceiling.
Did you step on the one next to the green X on the north as well?
No, in up against the wall, on the right hand.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. No.
Cool.
So the blue dots are
Your path.
It's your flight path.
I am as yet unsquitched, so I'm going to stay where I am and have another go.
There's a good way to test whether or
Actually-
not, for sure, the one north of you right now we know is a trap.
Yeah, I know, but if they're testing it by stepping on it and getting my head smashed into the ceiling, it doesn't seem like a good idea.
Just be faster than the
Seems
trap.
like a great idea to me.
I've got my old bardic inspiration if I need it. Although I've never actually used bardic inspiration.
You also have inspiration from
I do.
the whole.
But the bardic inspiration, so I can just do it at any point, can't I? Do I have to do it? Like if I did it now and failed, could I then do an inspiration, or is it like you got to do it beforehand?
You need to expend it first.
No, I'll keep my inspirations for later, assuming there is a later. That's a 14, which is plus 6 is a dirty 20.
Plus 6. It's one better than mine.
I'm a very agile person.
You reach inside of this one, and it's certainly more difficult to get out as it is larger. And as you feel it inside of these vines, it's not metallic as the others have been. It's more of a ceramic kind of a feeling, smooth. And as you pull it out, successfully, might I add, a cat meows quite a lot.
It's a cat!
It is in fact a cat. No, you pull it out, and it seems to be a smooth porcelain mask with a painted grin.
Horrifying.
I do like masks.
You are looking at it with this grin, look over at Pesto, like, I got it. And when you look back, you could swear that grin has moved slightly. Not physically, just like as if the mouth has ever so slightly changed. Maybe it's grinning a bit more, maybe it's showing more teeth painted.
Oh, no.
Noise.
Alright, let's get the fuck out of here.
I'm not so sure. I'm going to retrace my dots back to here, then the green ones across here.
Hey, Ozzy, we did it.
Oh, nice job. What did you do?
Anybody any good at identifying things?
Yes.
As you leave with all 4 items, you see behind you lots of different pillars go slam into the ceiling and come back down. An excuse for me to reveal which of these.
How close was I?
Ah!
Oh, I see. What? So my flying worked. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
It's got a few in there.
Mm-hmm.
I've saved up the flying works.
You did fine. Because if you had failed the sleight of hands, you couldn't have done it a second time, and therefore it gets more difficult.
Oh right. I nearly failed that one. I was close. But I'm quite good at it. That's fine.
I'm
Lovely.
able to identify things. I'll start with my fancy bronze key.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I can identify.
Is this with 10 minutes or is this at will?
I'm doing ritual.
So, the key takes 10 minutes. Is anyone else doing anything in that time?
Yes, because I also have to identify.
Okay. So 2 things can be identified.
So I might as well. I'm going to identify the mask because I don't like the way the face is moving.
If it's cursed, it's not going to tell you.
At least we know something.
The other 2, Ozzy and Niffy, doing anything whilst you wait the 10 minutes?
Probably not.
I will probably just be kind of thinking out loud about why I woke up in the room, and the eventual meandering conclusion that I'll come to is that one of these lot, and I'll cast a furtive glance towards Niffy, must have actually knocked me out, seeing as I can't be put to sleep.
Niffy wishes.
Do you check yourself to see if any bones are missing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She has made that threat a lot.
I'd be checking missing bones and armor, but finding everything fine. Probably the runes carved into my ribs have probably slowly been fading a glow that I hadn't caused. That's about it.
The items in question. It was the mask and the key, I believe you were checking?
Yes.
Was?
Let's go for the key first, because you said it first. It is an ornate bronze key. And you were obviously fiddling around. You must have put it in your pocket. As you pull it out, you realise that as you pull it out, it actually has a different shape this time. Still a bronze key, still ornate, but it's just a different shaped key. Same size, close enough. But with your identifier, you understand that this can unlock any non-magical lock once per day.
That's sick. Is there a name for this key?
A shifting key.
Okay.
I think we should call it a skeleton key.
You could also call it that. You can name it as you wish.
I'm going to call it a shifting skeleton key.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. It's an ornate bronze key that changes shape every time you take it out. Never the same twice. And it can unlock any non-magical lock once per day.
What about the rather peculiar mask?
The mask, a smooth porcelain mask with a painted grin that shifts slightly when not observed. You discover that this grants the wearer disguise self at will.
Disguise self?
It's a mask of disguise.
Well, we've got to find someone called Will and encast it at them. It's a pretty limited item. Do either of them require attunement?
No.
Oh,
interesting.
Definitely super cursed.
Alright, shall we do the second set?
Mask of disguise. Interesting.
Shall we do the second set of things?
I am happy to do. Which one would you like to do, Pesto? Would you like to do the bell with no clapper or the silver coin?
The bell.
There you go, the bell with no
Alright.
clapper.
You do the bell and no clapper.
So therefore,
Start the bell.
I'll do the coin.
Yes.
Okay. Any more thoughts going through Ozzy's head? Oh no, there's none going through Niffy's.
This is still all continuing because he's probably just scooted himself away a little bit from Niffy, as the obvious conclusion that he's not saying out loud is that Niffy actually must have concocted a super powerful spell to be able to knock him out in one go.
I'd be impressed.
There's these thoughts of just like...
Purdy looked so offended when you said Niffy has no thoughts.
To be fair, the last 3 times I've asked if Niffy's doing anything, she's gone, yeah, probably not. So
I was going to say, Nunu, you went through that door in the third room down there.
Yep.
What was behind there? I haven't looked down those corridors yet.
There's corridors, going to corridors, going to corridors.
Super, some sort of maze thing then. All right, we'll have a little investigate. We'll look at this items first to make sure they're no danger to us, and then we'll perhaps pop down there.
The
Sounds good to me.
coin. A large silver coin with Armishan's laughing visage on one side and a question mark on the other. You discover that if you flip this coin, it allows the user to cast a random spell from the wild magic table once per long rest.
Joe, is your question which wild magic table?
The thousands.
Yes, it is.
The
Which
1,000
one?
one.
1,000.
Alex's favorite one.
Wait, so when you say cast a random spell, is it you roll a dice and if there is a spell you cast it, or is it just is a wild magic surge from that table?
It's a wild magic surge.
Gotcha.
You see, that sounds like a lot of fun and incredibly dangerous at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I love the wild magic table.
Mhm.
Then you shall have it.
Okay.
I'll give you another coin.
That's going to go so horribly for us, and I can't wait.
She ran out of drugs, so you gave her wild magic instead.
Yeah, Nippy's just going to get bored in a horrible time and just flip it for fun.
She does it straight away.
No!
Sure. I'm pausing because the table I use is now coming up. I used to use it. Now coming up with a secure connection failed. Which
Oh
means,
no!
I don't think it's there. So I will. I'm
That's spell,
quickly trying to
that's
see if it's
spell number 327.
Yeah.
Break the connection to the site that holds the table.
Well, this is a D1000, so at the very least we'll use this one for now.
Righty-ho.
I have not in any way vetted it.
We'll find out because I've just flipped the coin.
Okay, yeah. I mean, roll a D1000. Been a while since you've done that.
I know. 497.
497. All the members of your party
Bouncing with excitement. There it
get
is.
10,000.
Sorry, were
gold
there any
You are
limitations?
absolutely fucking kidding me.
Oh no.
This is on theme, beyond a dream. It has 1,000 options.
No.
You summon a cloud
Don't.
of marijuana smoke covering 100-foot radius.
Oh, yeah.
God damn it!
All of you get high. I know.
Yeah.
All of you make a Constitution save.
I'm failing it.
You're just like, here we go.
Is this
Your dreams have been.
But I don't breathe.
Is this being poisoned?
17.
Actually, yeah. If you don't breathe, you do breathe. Actually, as Monty, I
Oh, no,
believe.
I do. Yeah, no, you're right.
Sorry, 16.
But Skeleton Boy, you do not breathe, so you're fine.
I don't breathe.
Okay, Constitution saving throw, you said?
16. Yes.
I rolled a natural 1.
Yeah.
16
Imagine
is
needing to
fine.
breathe.
I like to imagine, in fact, 16. You're like, okay, I'm just gonna get out my mask. Just put on a little mask.
I think
You're like, immediately, I'm not fucking with this.
I'm still finishing up my identify, and I didn't even realize what was happening because I'm like laser focused on completing the spell, and it's like one of those concentrations where you hold your breath because you forget to breathe because you're concentrating too hard on the thing.
Obviously, you get high, but for you, that's just beautiful.
Yeah.
It'll last a few
For
hours.
legal purposes, the next part of the podcast will not be based on any personal experience that Cody or Mark have. For illegal purposes, check out our Patreon where they might put up some audio files telling some stories. Who knows?
Captain Smith, you take a gasp, and it infuses with your entire body, and you are just lost to the world.
Because he would never have taken drugs.
You have. You've done it twice.
You've done it several
Yeah,
times so far.
except for the 2 times.
Not on
you
purpose.
ate
Well, when you've been
for
away,
brownies
and
before.
the excuse is that you've been high as a kite because
Oh, really?
someone's feeding you brownies.
Oh, right.
If he just keeps giving you brownies that are laced.
So in that case, Monty would go, I don't remember eating a brownie. This is jolly nice, isn't it? What a lovely little place. I was thinking,
Coin ever.
why don't we set up camp here? We could use this as our base. Forget the boat.
Such
It's
a
a
good
lovely
idea.
place.
Beds here and everything.
Yeah.
Can you guys shut up? I'm trying to finish my spell.
You shut up.
Spell. Have you thought of how the word spell rhymes with bell? It's really interesting.
Maybe that new bell you found is a spell.
I'm
A
casting a
spell
spell on the
bell.
bell.
A bell spell.
Gonna bell the spell.
So, you find out this small golden bell with no clapper. As you're doing an investigation, as you move it around, what would be the equivalent of giving it a little shake, it does not let out a bell ringing sound, so much as, what's the best way to describe? A faint giggling sound, echoing through the halls.
Oh no!
You can't tell if that's Monty and Niffy in the corner giggling so high.
That's so spooky. I hate it.
You find out that this can be rung as a reaction to force, advantage, or disadvantage on an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw within 30 feet. And you have 3 charges per long rest.
Wait. Say again? That sounds insane. Say again?
Mm-hmm.
As a reaction, force, advantage, or disadvantage on anything, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That is amazing.
This
Except
is
damage
cursed
or
as
healing.
fuck, isn't it? This is cursed as fuck.
Let me just send that over to you. There you go.
That's. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm so
Getting
sus.
something powerful, something is sus.
I'm so sus.
I like it.
Me
I
too.
I love bells. Bells, bells, bells.
Why does it giggle? I'm calling it the giggle bell.
We do have that hole where we can throw magical things down to try and get other magical.
What have you put these down as? I'm
I
going to
am not
rename it
throwing
in
my
here, so
coin.
if we get back to reference, we know what it is. You've done the skeleton shifting key.
The shifting skeleton key.
Oh, I'm sorry, the shifting skeleton key. You've called that the giggle bell.
Yes.
We had the mask of disguise.
You were calling it the mask of disguise. It was called the fool's mask.
I prefer the Fool's Mask.
I prefer the fool's mask.
And the other one is called the trickster's coin, obviously.
Yeah, I
because
like that.
Parmesan is new trickster. Cool.
I'm so sus. I'm definitely going to use it.
I'm sure Niffy flips the coin a second time, and nothing happens that time.
The fool's mask, is that? You said it was cast disguise self
At will.
at will.
Yep.
So there's not like one today or anything.
At will.
Okay.
If these are like horribly cursed, I can't do anything about that like today. But I could do something about it tomorrow.
Oh, that's fine.
This coin's not cursed. This coin's amazing.
Coin.
All right.
That's another interesting word.
I
Coin.
feel so happy.
Coin, coin, coin.
That sounds like boing. Shall we boing the coin?
Hey, Monty, do you want to hold on to the skeleton key?
Oh, why would I do that? Just because
I don't know,
I'm a
just
skeleton?
like-
You're a skelly. Duh.
I mean,
Because we're dividing up the items and it seems thematic.
technically, 2 out of the 3 of you are also skeletons. You just have a bit more covering than I do.
Yeah, but I got meat on me.
But yeah, I can hold on to it as long as it's not for some kind of weird reason like it's a skeleton key and I'm a skeleton.
But that's very sensible.
I mean, there's no like skeleton theming on it. That's like what we've chosen to call it. Just take the key.
All right. And unless you tell us they don't require attunement.
Yeah, none of them require achievement.
Sick. Thank you for the fun magical items, Alex. I'm sure
Yeah.
that won't come back and bite us in the ass.
They won't.
You see the way that's phrased in that text you just sent on there.
Uh-huh.
That both of those it has appearance and it has benefit, and it's almost like there's a third bit missing.
Just copying the bit that's on there.
Yeah, exactly. That's the worrying part.
Just copy it. That's all.
Now you see, Monty normally would say, "Let's not use these until we get out of here because they could be cursed and we don't know what we're dealing with here." However, at the moment, he's probably feeling a bit more relaxed about things.
You put the mask on.
Yeah.
So you take off your normal mask, and on goes the mask.
I'm not wearing my normal. I say I am. That's what I am because I have to attune to the one.
You put it on. It's this nice porcelain mask, this painted smile. Yeah, it fits
I'm
nicely.
going to disguise self as a unicorn.
I mean, you can't disguise yourself as a beast or an animal. It has to be a humanoid with the same number of appendages. But
So I guess nothing
Oh my
happens.
god, you could look like Niffy.
I'm going to go for the centaur, which is the closest I can think of to a unicorn.
that's still not got the same number of appendages.
You could look like Niffy.
That's a good idea. I'll do that. I'll look like Niffy.
Sure. You look like Niffy.
There we go.
It's the disguise spell itself is a spell, so you can look at the bounds using.
No, that's fine. That's fine. How long does
Oh
this...
my god, that's so trippy, but my god, do you look good.
Do I? I don't know. I can't see myself.
Well,
But I can
look
see
at me.
you, and you are me in a way. In fact, we're all the same
I'm you,
person.
you're me.
We're
Look how
all
good we
the
look.
same person, really.
Captain,
when it
you
comes
can't
down
see
to it.
yourself. What happens if you do this and put your hand in front of your face?
I don't know. Ooh, look at all those fingers.
Okay, so you can see yourself.
Ooh.
I understand now. It's just
Actually,
like the perspective and stuff.
You're high, but it would also be weird seeing your hand and seeing your hand, not seeing through your hand.
That's true, actually. Because I'm used to being translucent.
Yeah.
Oh, look. I can't see my insides. How long was this high going to last?
Don't know.
2 hours. Wasn't it?
Good stuff.
I said a few hours, but you know.
Oh, I thought you said 2 hours.
Is that the disadvantage? Is that the not benefit? Does it last forever until uncursed?
I mean, is there a disadvantage though?
Having 2 Niffies? Absolutely.
Oh shit, yeah, I wasn't thinking that bit.
Alright.
I was thinking the high bit. Oh my god, having 2 Niffies would be awesome.
This had occurred to me as well, that it could be like you can't change back. But
It occurred to me as well, but I didn't think about having 2 Niffies when I said be Niffy. That's fucking awesome.
I'm going to try and change again into Aussie.
You successfully do.
Oh.
Ah, now I can see my bones again.
Now, can you turn it off?
I think you look so much better like me.
I like you too.
I like me more.
Who's me more?
Are we
That's
going to
a
finish
grandmother.
checking out this dungeon?
My
Dungeon?
Mimo was such a good lady.
Dungeon. Oh yes, dungeon.
Temple?
Dungeon.
What's down these hallways that opened up?
Dungeon. Such a great word.
Such
Such a great word.
Dungeon.
Wonderful.
Dungeon.
You go down the hallways to the west and discover, of course, all 3 of those hallways lead to the same place, effectively giving you, with this little, I don't know what you call it, like fork shape, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different doors, 3 of which are the ones you came through. The other 2, one is to the south and one is to the west.
Can I investigate the one to the west?
Dungeon.
You certainly can.
Dungeon.
17.
Dungeon.
17. As with a lot of the others, it is a stone archway with what you are assuming is a stone door set within. It was an investigation, so of course you give it a little touch, and it seems to be a door that would open if you were to try.
And I will try.
Wonderful. It opens up into... I'm going to have to do this with a polygonal tool.
I didn't realise you were getting a second wife.
Eh?
You said you were going to do
Oh,
a
okay, right.
polygonal.
Sorry,
I
I
like
forget
that. That
that you're
was
just
funny.
trying to be funny. Not really.
That was a funny.
No.
I
But
liked it.
as
though.
usual, I
That
know
was a
if
funny.
I had said that, it wouldn't have been a funny. How strange.
No, it would have been shit.
It wasn't funny.
I'm hearing
It wasn't.
a split room here, so I'm gonna look on the bright side
One of-
and say that it was
One
funny.
of the
I'll be
split room is
deciding what
pretending to be
is.
very high right now.
Yeah, but I said it, not Ozzy.
Let me describe this room to you.
Ooh,
Oh.
This is a vast circular chamber with a 65-foot radius and a domed ceiling that rises to a height of about 30 feet. The air is cool and heavy, and the room is bathed in a dim, otherworldly light that seems to emanate from the markings etched into the stone floor. The walls are made of smooth, polished stone that curves gently towards the center, where an ancient altar rests upon a raised platform, a small, rusting brazier to its side. The ceiling's height makes the room feel grand and imposing, as it is etched with faint constellations and swirling patterns that give the room a sense of wonder and amazement. The altar is constructed from dark, weathered stone and is adorned with faint carvings of intricate symbols, many of which resemble the divine sigil of Armishan. The altar's surface seems to be worn smooth, and traces of red stain the stone, evidence of a potential sacrificial use. From here you can see nothing on the altar other than a small leather-bound book. Surrounding the altar, There are these, as you can see, circular markings that are inscribed into the floor, arranged in concentric rings. Each ring is covered in symbols, arcane, religious, and cryptic, that seem to shift when viewed from different angles, though that may just be a trick of the light. The markings radiate outward from the altar, covering this entire room, again, as you can see. And then there is one door on the north and another on the south, as you can see.
So the question is, does Monty know he is being affected by the cloud?
Does he know he's high?
Yes.
You know you're high.
Yeah, you'd be self-aware.
Good.
I'm not sure you'd care, but you'd be self-aware.
Well, that's the question.
But I say, didn't we just have a conversation about you being high, like Niffy and...
It's up to you, Mark, isn't it?
The reason I asked the question is because if he thought he was going into danger, he would probably not want to be high anymore. But if he didn't, he probably would.
Can I make an Arcana check on these sigils to see if they are magical in nature, and if so, what kind of magic they may be?
You can try to discern some stuff about it, but obviously just an Arcana is not going to give you the same sort of specifics that like a identifier or anything would. But you obviously can do a little Arcana.
I will begin ritually casting Detect Magic Aura or Sense Magic Aura.
Go on.
And Mark, for that kind of thing, that's totally up to you, isn't it?
Yeah.
23.
23. There is certainly a magical element to all of these markings, as though this is in some way, I mean, it's set up to look like it, a ritualistic circle. You're not sure what would happen if you were to do some kind of a ritual. You don't know what the ritual would be. Obviously, you currently do not have any kind of instructions as to how to perform this ritual, but it does seem as though this isn't just artistic on the floor. There is something to it.
5, 10, 15, 20. Can I reach the leather book on the table with my mage hand? I think I can. 30 feet.
Yes, you can.
So I'll attempt to just pick up the book and bring it back to him.
Yes. Your mage hand is also high, so you drop it a couple times, but you do manage to bring it back over to you.
It's a book with pages.
Oh, I like books.
You can tell as it gets closer to you, it is an old book. You can tell the pages, though fragile, are well bound and contains in itself what appears to be, are you opening it?
I would pass it to Pesto at the moment. Pesto, I don't think I'm in the right frame of mind for this. Do you want to have a little look at this?
Sure. I will take it carefully because it's an old book.
Oh. Then I'm going to paste to you what it says, because
it says...
Oh god, there's an asset for it.
I'm just going to make sure that what I'm pasting to isn't...
It says, ye plant that can talk.
No, it's a plant that could ritual.
It says,
Is it an asset or is it text?
It says, "Welcome, ye mighty adventurers. Danger is to befall this world. You must seek out several stones of the gods, all roughly the size and shape of an apple."
It says, "Don't open, dead inside."
Don't dead open inside.
Yeah.
I will just remind everyone that if need be, as well as our many talents with looking at things and finding things, I can also I can detect booby traps. How helpful it will be will vary, but that is a thing we can do if we just want a quick, like...
We remember how helpful it is from the one shot you ran.
Yeah. You check the bottom of all those pit traps that you mentioned earlier, right?
It contains some steps.
Oh my god, that fucking one shot.
Holy shit.
What contains some steps?
The book. Press those open.
We may have a use for that dog.
Oh no.
No, we're not sacrificing anything.
Alright, so this is the instructions for the ritual.
All right.
For preparation, we place a living creature on the altar, typically a small animal or willing participant, depending on the ritual. Each participant must stand within the concentric circles. I'm assuming that's the bit in the center, since those are concentric circles.
Nice.
With their hands pressed to the floor, ensuring they are aligned with the magical markings. And then the next step is ignition. One of the participants must light a flame in the brazier near the altar and then touch it to the altar's center. This symbolizes the awakening of Armashan's power. as the flame is touched to the altar. The markings on the floor will glow brighter, signaling the beginning of the ritual. Then comes the chant. The group must chant with the incantation written in the book. The chant must be spoken in unison. Each syllable, oh god, we're so fucked. Each syllable resonating with the symbols on the floor. The exact words are written in an archaic script that must be carefully pronounced. Huh?
Yeah. It's because this is half description, half given to you. It is the script is written there. But I'm not
I
gonna
see.
give you that.
That was a stage note, not
Yeah, that's a stage note.
Okay. And then the next part is labeled Offering and Blood. As the chant concludes, the creature on the altar must bleed onto the altar. The blood will form intricate patterns interlocking with the symbols on the floor. If the blood is spilled correctly, the room will vibrate with magical energy, signaling the ritual's success. And then once the sacrifice is complete, the participants must stand back. If the energy from the ritual focuses on the altar, the light from the flame will intensify and the air will feel electric.
I see.
Yeah, but then what?
I don't know.
It doesn't contain in any of this what it actually does.
Yeah, it doesn't actually say what it does. So,
Boy, we could give it a go. We could give it a go. Why not?
I mean, if that's what you want, Captain.
Captain. What's another interesting word? Captain. Am I drunk?
yes.
I thought I was drunk. It's quite nice being drunk.
Yeah, but do you want to be making decisions about sacrifice while you're drunk?
I don't want to sacrifice anything.
Yeah, but what if it was only like temporary sacrifice and not like a big permanent sacrifice?
But you said it'd take all the diamonds to bring it back.
I wasn't talking about one of the dogs. I was actually talking about Pumpkin.
Get fucked.
But aren't you able to like bring him back to life pretty easily?
Maybe.
But it doesn't say.
It's just a little bit of death. It's not going to hurt him very much.
It doesn't say anyone has to die.
Absolutely
It
not.
just says
Yeah,
they have
that's
to bleed.
It's true. It's just got to bleed. So I'm kind of counted out, unfortunately. Otherwise, if the captain wanted me to, then I would.
And I can't either.
Because he doesn't have blood either.
Unless Ica counts. I don't know. Another interesting word. Ica.
What would be the verb of to bleed Ica? Because bleeding implies blood.
Icaring.
Or, I suppose, running
To
paint.
secrete.
So maybe if we have
To
paint.
secrete ichor. I like that.
Ica?
Secrete.
Secrete.
Maybe
I'm
it would be
direct on
getting
the
the
Secrete
conversation is
sounds
going.
like secret.
I'm
Do you
I'm-
secrete
I'm-
secret?
I'm going to cast lesser restoration on myself. Cure poison.
Why would you do that?
Why are you telling us that, Captain, instead of just doing it?
You do so, and as you cast it, there's this of smoke that sort of comes out of your body, and you just return back to normality. A bit of a headache passes through.
Oh, well, that was fun, but
You ruined it.
perhaps another time. I do see the point of those brownies now there.
Mm-hmm.
But now, possibly not the time. Just a quick drink of water. Hang on. There we go. Right. Sorry, I wasn't really focusing. What was that about a ritual?
I'm putting the book away. I don't like the way that conversation was going for me specifically.
Well, if we do a ritual, which you or I physically cannot be the focal point of, where we have to bleed, then the room vibrates, and that seems to be the end goal.
I see. And do we know whether it's worth the sacrifice of blood?
No idea.
Oh, we don't know what it does.
How much blood do we have to suck?
Well, a very good question. I'm going to go over and have a look at the altar and look at this intricate channeling and see how much intricate channeling there is.
Give me a medicine.
A medicine. Oh, I actually can do a bit of medicine. Not great, but not terrible. That's not too bad. That's 17.
You reckon it would be a significant enough amount that it would like hurt, but not so much that it would be detrimental to a creature. It would be a cut that wouldn't be like easily fixable. You'd have to bandage it or heal it in some way, but you know,
It wouldn't necessarily kill them, though.
yeah, it certainly wouldn't.
And
That is if you were only to fill up this pattern.
there'd be no way for you to tell whether Ica would work or not.
No idea.
If I did an Arcana, could I work that out?
You're welcome to.
I'll have a go. This dice is doing really well today. That's 22.
22. But your best guess with anything magical, life essences, blood, it could work because it is something that runs through the equivalent of your veins to keep you alive, but you don't know if it's like the physical makeup of the blood that becomes a component in itself or if it's the life force energy that would become the component.
I'm with you. Well, chaps, I think maybe I could be the one to shed the, for want of a better word, blood, but I'm not certain. I don't see any particular reason to do it at the moment. Perhaps we just make a note of this room and move on for the moment.
Yeah.
For that idea to Pumpkin being put forward.
I don't think
We
it'd be
don't
very
have
fair
to like
put on-
decapitate him, Niffy. We could just like stab him a little bit.
How about I stab you a little bit?
I kind of feel like this room, like many of the others in here, is a lot of pomp and circumstance.
Yes. You mean a lot of effort for little return, sort of thing. Well, then again, you don't know. I mean, sacrifice usually generates. In the pit room, the more you sacrifice, the more you get back.
Oh, was that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh yes, of course. You weren't around. I believe you went there before, didn't you? But on the second go, we threw a few things in there and got benefits back from it. In fact, I've thrown sort of half a sacrifice in there myself. I need to go back at some point and see if I can't find something else to complete that.
Right, so what did you throw in and what did you get back?
You know, I can't.
Like you threw in a watch and you got back like a big grandfather clock.
I think we threw in some gold and we got back inspiration. And then I threw in my my deck of cards, my magical deck of cards, but unfortunately that wasn't enough on its own. It seemed to be
Prior to that,
wanting more.
Rowan Pesto threw in something I don't remember, and you got back some plus twos to your it was investigations and
Oh yes, I forgot that.
Perception.
Yeah,
Yes,
perceptions whilst you're at
Plus
the
2
temple.
perception and investigation while we're
Whilst
in
you're in the
the
temple. I was going to say permanently. Whoa, but
no, just while we're in the temple. So yes, so the point being, of course, sacrifice generated a sort of reward, which is interesting.
what would we get if we threw like a young dragon in?
No!
I think what we get probably is stabbed by Nunu. So I don't think we should do that.
No, but she could bring him back.
Monty, you suddenly look like Pesto.
Oh,
Shit.
actually, would I realise?
Well, your height and like vantage point doesn't change with your illusions,
Yeah,
does it? So, it's
so
just when you notice.
possibly not.
And I'm roughly the same height as. No, so I wouldn't notice. Unless I was in my hand.
Well, is that like apparent to us, or is that underneath the illusion of the mask, or is that the illusion of the mask?
The mask
Because
is-
he's got an illusion already. He looks like Niffy.
So now he looks like Pesto.
No. I don't look like
Okay.
anything. I looked like Ozzy because I switched.
Yeah, he switched. But now
The
you're
illusion from the mask, I believe, is what has changed.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah, I was. It was a question of whether he's just a Mopok because of his racial stuff, or if it's like
looks
exactly
identical to you. Looks like you.
Cool. I'm not looking that direction. I'm going to the door in the south, though.
I mean, I guess the rest of us would see it, but not really say anything, seeing as you've already turned into everyone else.
That's true. At some point, I might notice. Well, let's go through this door down here then.
Hey, the southern.
Come on, chaps. We'll leave
Come on.
this room for now and come back perhaps later.
Are you investigating the door or just opening it up?
Open it up.
You open up the door and see a long corridor leading down to what is evidently a T-junction of a corridor. But at the end, you can in fact see, it's quite dark down there. You're descending down steps, some racks of something. Oh, you're going straight down, are you?
Yep.
Wonderful. When you get to the bottom, you breathe as a character, don't you,
I do.
Rowan? Yeah, you do. So, you descend a short, narrow staircase, and you enter a long and dimly lit chamber lined with floor-to-ceiling wine racks. The scent of aged wood, damp stone, and something faintly metallic lingers in the air, a signifier that this room has been sealed away for potentially countless years, dust clinging to every surface and cobwebs draped lazily from the corners in the ceiling, swaying in the faint draught from the door opening. Rows upon rows of ancient glass bottles rest in their cradles, their darkened forms barely visible in the flickering light of a lone, guttering torch in the corner. The bottles are corked and labelled with an elegant swirling script, the parchment faded and brittle with time, some of the inscriptions nearly illegible, but a few remain clear enough to read. I'll tell you those if you read them specifically.
I will read them specifically.
So there's only three, not only three bottles, but three separate names. One is Velverin's Reserve, the other, The Deepest Red, and the last, The Last Offering.
Ah.
Rowan gets something. I'm not sure I get it.
Ah.
I get what Ro's getting.
I think Rowan's vibrating underwear just turned on.
As your gaze lingers on the bottles, you can see that some of the liquid within some of these bottles appears to have soured in an odd way, clinging sluggishly to the inside of the bottle when disturbed. The colour, while deep and rich, lacks the clarity of fine wine, instead absorbing the light in an almost unnatural way. As you look around, you can see a few bottles have shattered on the stone floor over the centuries, leaving behind dried stains that have turned black with age. The scent in the room, whilst not unpleasant, carries an oddly sweet undertone, one that mingles with something more pungent underneath.
You're thinking blood, are you not?
I am. I mean, a room attached to the one that we were just told we need an offering in, and there's a bottle here of red stuff called The Last Offering. Come on. Or maybe that's a trap because it's so obvious.
Yeah, that's what had crossed my mind, possibly.
Well, I'm tired of making mistakes. I'm going to let you do it for a second.
Right, you are. Right.
To clarify, you are still able to do investigations perceptions on this room. I've only said to you what was the most obvious of it.
Well, I'm going to do first of all, I'm going to perceptify.
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 Sure.
I'm just looking for anything odd in the room.
Remember your additional +2.
That's a good point. Thank you very much indeed. On top of my... Oh, I've got +2 already. +4 then. And that is a natural 20. I love my dice.
As you look around among the rows of dusty bottles, one stands out. Not because of the label, because it gleams ever so slightly. And also the bottle appears slightly larger than the rest, sitting slightly awkwardly in its cradle, quite high up.
I will. Yeah.
You flutter on up. Grab it.
Yeah, I'm going to grab it.
Grab it. You read the inscription on it. It says, Vintage of Kings, and it appears to be slightly heavier than would be expected for this bottle, and certainly than the others that you have handled. It gives the impression, potentially, that it holds something more than just liquid inside.
I will take the bottle and head back up into the main room.
Okay.
Wait, were you always me?
I beg your pardon?
You look like me.
No, I look like Ozzy. You see the...
No, you look like me. Look at your hands.
You now look like Niffy.
Oh.
Oh, right. No,
You look like Niffy.
Hang on.
Oh, you look beautiful again.
Yes, but I should be able to see my bones. I'm going to disguise myself as Ozzy.
You do so.
That's very, very strange.
Hey, are you able to take that mask off?
I'll take the mask off.
You don't. It's attached to your face, seemingly you can't remove it. It's not painful or anything, but it's almost like if you were trying to like pull your jaw off. You're like, well, there should be like a seam or a way to take this off, but nothing.
Yes, of course. Silly me. Well, never mind.
I forgot you were even wearing a mask because, like, we can't see your face, so we can't even see it.
That's true. I'm going to disguise myself back to what I normally look like, including my golden mask.
You try, and that does not work.
Oh, I can't disguise myself as myself.
You can only look like the others around you, huh?
Oh, right. Okay, I'm going to try and disguise myself to look like, remember that dwarven captain lady?
When?
From the ship that we sank with the young red
Wrong with the
dragon.
dragon.
Yeah, give me a history.
Oh, it doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to make sure I can do somebody who's in the room.
Give me a history.
I don't know much about history.
12 years ago. The Battle of Gettysburg. Something.
It's a 1.
Abraham Lincoln.
You certainly look like a lady dwarf, but like as you're like, I'll look like that captain. You're like, I don't remember what she looked like at all.
She was small, beard. I can't really remember.
Yeah, that's basically about what you got. It's like generic.
Okay, it worked. That's fine. Okay, so I can look like other people, just not myself.
Just not you.
I know, but I was thinking, what was it? I could only disguise myself as somebody who's close by. You see, because I hadn't tried anybody else up to this point.
What happens if you're alone? If that was how that worked, how does that?
That would be a crazy curse if you are alone in like a 30-foot radius or something. When you would switch automatically, you just disappear.
Yeah,
I do that. I do that anyway.
You just die instantly.
It's true. Just death.
I just fade away to the other dimension again. Yeah. Oh right, bottle. Yes. So this bottle looks a bit odd and also rather heavy. I suppose, it's glass. I suppose I might better see inside it. I'm going to investigate with my super duper, not playing for time in any way, because I obviously know what they're called. Eyes of minute scene. Thank you. Which gives me advantage on investigation, really. So I'm going to do that. So I do that twice. 21.
I mean, it's hard to tell. There's liquid inside, but it's a dark glass bottle. More than anything, your investigation just brings forward that either it is a denser liquid than you would expect, or there is something else inside this bottle.
All right, chaps. I'm going to make the decision to open this bottle.
All right.
Is it a cork or is it a cap? What is it? How is it?
It's
how
a
does one
cork.
open it? It's a cork. Has anybody got a corkscrew?
Why would I carry that on me? We've got one in the kitchen, but certainly not on me.
I have so many things. Do I have something that would work as a corkscrew?
I have a lot of kitchen accessories, but not that.
I wonder if I can stick my rapier in the end. I've got a pen.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of knives. I've got a bunch of caltrops. You could try and use one of them to kind of dig the cork out, but I suppose I could take a caltrop and try and bend it.
I can try the fancy thing where you knock the cork off.
You're welcome to try.
Not just yet. We'll try. I'm going to go back down here again. I'm going to look around because it is, in fact, some kind of wine room.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a corkscrew anywhere around?
You're doing a perception?
I am. Well, perception, investigation, whatever. Yeah.
You already did your perception, so you can't do it again.
I'll do an investigation then.
I mean, sure.
Purdy, you're saying about the fancy thing where you get a knife blade and like pick out. I was once at a party where someone brought a bottle of wine with a cork, but there wasn't a corkscrew because it was a bunch of students. And someone said about doing that, and this guy took the bottle and was like, no, we don't need that. We've all been drinking. We don't need to be like playing around with a knife. You can open it with a shoe.
Oh yeah, I know the shoe thing.
And he done this thing. He puts the bottle up to the wall, gets a shoe, whacks it, leaves this huge dent in the wall.
You know what? There's
Doesn't even open the bottle.
One, that's not even how that method works. Secondly, you can't do the knife method on an unpressurized bottle.
I know.
It has to be
God, that was
champagne.
so funny.
Yeah.
What's your investigation?
I have 17,
You find there's wine bottles in there.
but no corkscrew.
No corkscrew.
I'm looking around for like any kind of drawer or something where they might have. No.
I have an idea. It's not one that Ozzy would have, though, so do you want to hear it?
I have an idea of my own, which I was going to say, which is simply going back to my student days where we didn't have a corkscrew. You just push it in. You get any kind of small metal object, and you just push the cork inside the bottle. It's not good for the wine, but with the kind of wine we had, it really didn't make much difference. If you have a better idea than that, go for it.
I was going to ask, how small can you cast your mage hand? Because you could feasibly cast a small mage hand inside the bottle and push it out.
I don't think that's possible.
I like that idea. I probably couldn't because it'd be too difficult to push, but I do love the idea. Have I got any spells to do anything? Prestidigitation.
If you break the neck, I can then stitch that back together with mending.
I really didn't think the cork in a bottle would spend this long.
I can, but the trouble is, the trouble with breaking the neck of a bottle is it's a very good chance the whole bottle will just go.
Do we have a bowl?
Anyone got nail file on them?
Oh, with prestidigitation, I can create a non-magical trinket that fits in my hand.
Oh yeah, you can just summon a corkscrew.
I'm going to summon a corkscrew.
You can do.
I also have an all-purpose tool.
You literally said, "Why would I carry that on me?"
This is like, why would I carry that on me? It's like, oh wait, hang on, it's digging through. Just like, you know what? This can be used, and then Monty's just holding a corkscrew.
I guess it counts as a tool. Oh. Well.
Give me a strength. No, I'm kidding. You open the bottle, and a rancid metallic smell is released.
Blood.
Metallic. That smells bloodish.
Blood.
Anybody know what blood tastes like?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, it's been a little while.
You never
I've
quit
been
your
punched
lip.
because I've been punched in the face before.
Probably for drinking blood, I imagine. Well,
No.
I wouldn't.
Why
recommend-
don't you know what blood tastes? Oh, you're a ghost.
I haven't always been a ghost. I was actually alive before. I just don't remember what blood tastes like. Anybody fancy tasting it? I mean, I could go and pour it onto the altar and see what happens. But I mean, you're supposed to do the ritual thing, of course. And I'm not sure pouring it would count anyway. You're supposed to have some sort of sacrifice.
I mean,
You've gone from not wanting to do the ritual to wanting to do the ritual, and I just wanted to check that was in fact what you wanted to do.
Doing the ritual without actually anybody getting cut to pieces would be fine.
All right, sure, yeah. I'll go stand in a circle.
are we actually gonna?
I mean, we could try it. I don't think it's going to. We'd have to do the chanty thing as well. What was the...
Well, I don't. Well, that's the part. Like, that's just not going to fucking work because none of us know how to speak this dialect at all, and it's all in this archaic script, and it's like, and we all have to do it simultaneously.
I mean, the rest of us haven't had a look at it.
I mean,
I'm not particular. I do know a couple of ancient languages.
it says right here in the stage notes that it's too archaic and can't be pronounced correctly.
Fair enough. In that case, second plan. Let's not do that. Anybody got a sort of?
If we wait,
It doesn't say it can't be pronounced. It just says it needs to be carefully pronounced.
I see.
Yeah.
It would be in like a pale album.
if we wait until tomorrow, I can probably tell us what it says.
Oh, yeah, we could. I mean, I'm not particularly worried. It's just if we go to pour the blood out, I thought I'd put it on the altar. But if we're not sure, anybody got a container of any kind we could empty this bottle into?
You'd have
Not
water
water.
downstairs.
Should do.
I have the glass jar from upstairs that previously held some rancid water.
I have a water skin.
Is the jar big enough to hold all the wine?
Not all of it, no, but some of it.
Would a water
Enough
skin
to see if there's
be big
something
enough?
inside, right?
I would imagine a water skin, probably yes, but you can't see in it.
It says it holds up to 4 pints. If
Yeah, that's
that
probably
is
enough.
sufficient.
It's a lot.
Well, considering
That's a
this
lot.
is a pint, that's more than 4 pints is more than a wine glass. Then is a glass of wine,
Yeah.
isn't it?
100%.
Or bottle.
Well, I tell you what, we'll start up. Let's put something into this jar first of all, because whatever's in there might come out immediately.
Sure.
So do that. So I'll pour it into the jar.
I'm not 100% sure why I'm carrying this wineskin anyway. Not water skin. I don't drink water or like anything. So
Yes,
I guess
you're
if someone
doing
else wants this,
You're doing it as a service to other people, so that's very, very kind of you.
You pour from the bottle, and it doesn't like immediately pour as you're tipping more and more until there's just like a chunk of something comes out, and then there's like as far too much pours out, and you're like, oh shit, and you're stopping this everywhere, and it's filled up the glass with this lump in the bottom.
Like when I used to get my nosebleeds.
And this smell just exits the bottle into the room, splashing everywhere. It's horrid.
Disgusting.
And is it? Can we tell if it's blood?
Do a medicine.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. That is. Medicine. Anybody else any good at medicine?
I can assist you.
No, but I'll try.
I get +4.
16.
I've got +2.
Same.
I shall assist you with my knowledge of bones
And that.
and human anatomy.
Could always ring the bell.
No.
That is an 18.
There's blood. Coagulated, old, gross.
Nice.
So we have some blood. We could potentially try the ritual should we so desire. I'm going to try and pour this back into the bottle again.
There's no way you're getting that back in there. The chunk is like fist size. It's horrid, like big lump.
Not the lump, just the liquid.
You could, you get some of it in there. You might spill a bit, but yeah.
I'd roll a piece of paper into a funnel. And...
You know, why don't we try the ritual with this stuff? The worst that could happen is it doesn't work, right?
True, very true. Oh, go on, let's do it. I do like a challenge.
Maybe we should all try practicing the chant a little bit before we actually start it.
That's a really, really good idea. That's an excellent.
You'll want the chant.
Oh, are you going to make us actually try to synchronize our chant over Discord?
I was just going to give you the words. You can work out the rest.
Is that okay?
All right.
I was like, "There's absolutely no way if we're dealing with Discord like
I was sending over the ancient script.
Alex."
What's up?
You think I'm fucking saying that?
Purdy, look at it a little bit closer.
Yep, I can say one word on that. Well, no, 3 words. Macarena. Aye.
Is it? It's Dale.
Holy fuck!
Is this copyright?
I think
Are we
you'd have to
able to say this?
You'd have to sing it accurately for it to be copyright.
What happens if I put this into Google Translate?
So it's going to come back. Yeah, it'll come back with the Macarena.
For the podcast, you may have worked out it's the Macarena.
Give your body joy, Macarena. Your body is meant to give joy and good things. Give your body joy, Macarena. Hey, Macarena. Hey. Is the Macarena a song about sex?
I'm happy to chant it in English.
Dale tu cue pero algera Macarena.
I am 1000% convinced that Ray made this temple now. I can't fucking believe you.
I already know what you're talking about, to be honest. So,
I think you're all missing a trick here.
Yes.
What?
These are just words written down on a page, correct?
Yeah.
We can say them with any rhythm that we want.
No. It very specifically said we have to do it. They have to be carefully pronounced.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In unison, but we can just go.
It doesn't say how fast.
Yeah, we can just go.
Specifically.
Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena.
I feel like the second sentence of the chant is very important.
Yes, the second one is getting that. How do you say the second line?
No, that's not what I said at all. I said the second line in the chant that the Rowan has, the section called the chant, is very important.
What's the second line say?
The chant must be spoken in unison, each syllable resonating with the cymbals on the floor. That's the part. The cymbals on the floor are going to make sounds. We're doing a karaoke chant.
Oh, right.
Spoken in unison. How is that what you missed?
Oh.
Yeah, but we do it in unison. We just do it slowly.
I think that's true.
I know. It's just because you were saying singing and it's not singing, and you were saying we could just
I
talk
know.
You could just talk it.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. It literally says to talk. Anyway, so what are you doing?
I'm with you. So, how would you say the second line?
This.
So,
are we putting all
focusing on the lyrics? What are you doing?
Are we putting the containers of blood on the altar?
Well, at the moment, we're just making sure we can actually say this in unison, because otherwise,
Yes, we are practicing. We are practicing the chant.
we are agreeing how it's said. But sorry.
I don't think Alex cares that we're practicing the chant.
The characters
No,
are
you guys
practicing
are
the
practicing it.
chant.
I am not saying it.
Why?
No,
You're just not going to participate today?
not in that. No.
If Purdy says Macarena 3 times in a row, she summons the Macarena. It's like Beetlejuice.
So, yes. Could you read out, Pesto, old chap? Could you read out the instructions again so we don't get anything wronger than we have to?
Well, I think if Niffy's not going to participate, she's got to leave the room because that may
have left the
mess
room.
things up. Cool. First thing, we need to quote unquote place a living creature on the altar. And then each participant must stand within the concentric circles with their hands pressed to the floor, ensuring they are aligned with the magical markings.
Oh, well, Niffy, would you mind standing on the altar so that you can pour over the thing if we need a living thing on the altar?
And can I just point out that am I right in thinking this? No, perhaps I'm wrong. Sorry, I thought they all had like an arrow, but I imagine each of them has a straight line. So when it says aligned,
Just before we move any further,
yes.
this could be a bit of a stupid idea, but I'm just going to throw it out there. Feel free to throw it right back.
Mm-hmm.
Should we go and open that other door, seeing as that the one that we just opened had something to do, we think, with the ritual? Should we go and open the other one?
Do you know, that is a very good idea.
Sure.
You're talking about the northern door.
You know, just in case there's like a big sign there that says
For
you've
God's
got to
sake,
do it in this
don't-
rhythm, or like this is what happened to the last people.
Yeah, I am. Yes, I'm going to look carefully at the door in a sort of poke is it open kind of way.
Yeah, you can open the door.
No, I will open the door.
The heavy door, the heavy stone door, grinds open, releasing a wave of thick, putrid air that assaults your senses. The stench of decay, damp rot, and something sickly sweet saturates from the small chamber, making it nearly unbearable to stand inside for too long. The room itself is stark. Smooth stone walls and a low arch ceiling designed to trap the cold that might have once filled this place. But the magic, or whatever method once preserved the dead, has long since failed. At the center of the room lies a single stone slab, its surface slick with moisture and streaked with the stains of past occupants. Upon it rest the remains of a long-dead figure, now little more than a blackened husk, its flesh shriveled and torn by the slow passage of time. The body's robe, though tattered and discolored, still clings stubbornly to its form, marking it as someone who once belonged to the temple. Pale, powdery mold blooms along the corpse's torso, sending out faint clouds of spores as the air from the room is disturbed by the opening door. The same fungal growth creeps along the walls and floor, feeding on the centuries of decay. Old rusted hooks line the walls of this chamber, suggesting this room once held more than one body, perhaps rather ungracefully.
I say. Not nice. Not nice room. Not nice. Chaps?
Yeah.
Got a sort of long dead person here.
Yeah, I've been with you the whole time, Captain, except for that bit where you disappeared.
Yeah, well, that's very kind, very kind. I'm thinking in this particular case, a less animated long dead person on that table over there. Now, I believe one or two of you chaps are less affected by poisonous atmospheres and things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Why? Is there something going on?
I don't know, but with this amount of decay around, it's quite possible. Wonder if we had a volunteer to go and have a little look around.
Yeah, I don't mind. If that's what you want me to do.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, have a little, just a little careful look around. Don't take any risks.
As you step in, could you please make a Constitution saving throw?
Sure, is this like a breathing in thing?
Nope.
Cool. Is this against being poisoned?
Nope.
Is it against some sort of disease?
Nope.
Cool. 25.
You feel as though staying in the room could potentially be damaging, though at its current stage, it is not hurting you.
I feel alright for now.
That's a good start.
What do you want me to look at?
But I'll start off with the body on the table there. Anything of interest?
Is there anything of interest now that I'm closer?
You would have to investigate or percept.
My magical thing? Is that up still? It only lasts 10 minutes. I don't remember the last time I recast it.
The edges of it, but there's nothing magical that you can see from this corpse.
Nothing magical, but I'll like... Do you want me to poke at it? I'll poke at it. Like, it's fine.
It's a fellow dead person.
No, you know, I'll perceive. I'll have a look first.
Sure.
19.
That's perfectly fine. You can see as you're staring at this body, the chest cavity is unnaturally sunken, as if something inside was missing, or something underneath the ribcage was messed around with, to the point that it's made the whole chest sink further than would be expected from a natural decay. As you finished off that little perception, though, could you please make another Constitution saving throw?
8.
As you're getting closer to the corpse, you take 5 necrotic damage as it sort of starts attacking your bones ever so slightly. These spores in the room.
Ow.
You're right.
Like, I just felt a bit of pain.
Anything to report about that corpse on the table?
Oh, someone fucked with its chest.
Anything else in the room apart from the hooks on the walls? Anything else I can't see?
Not that I've spent any extra time looking at. Alex, is this thing on a plinth, or is it on, like, a sarcophagus-y openable thing?
A stone table type thing, like a classic... actually, quite similar to like a sacrificial thing, just without all of the markings and stuff. It's just like a nice flat stone table.
Alright, I guess I'll stick my hand in its chest and root around.
Sure, give me a... just give me a strength. Well, okay, hang on. Are you going to try and do it gracefully, or are you just going to like try and punch inside the damn thing?
I wasn't going to do it gracefully. I was just thinking it was... You made it sound like it was a mess, so I was just kind of go...
There is a rib cage in the way, so you could try and get around. But like, I'm just asking if you're trying to be like delicate, or if you're just mashing your hand in there.
I mean, it would depend on how it looked. If it seemed like being delicate was going to yield better result, whichever one seemed from. So you can tell me from the way that it looks. Does it look like it's a kind of mash around situation, or does it look like a bit of finesse is needed?
Give me medicine.
Medicine. Well, I already rolled, which was a 10. Medicine, I have +4, so 14.
14. You're really just not sure. The skin, though blackened, is covering up whatever would be in there. Like I said, the chest is sunken, so something was mucked around unnaturally in there. I say unnaturally, not necessarily magically, but by people possibly in preservation. You don't know, to be honest. You get the feeling that, with the 14, you get the feeling that if you are delicate, you might be able to find something, but at any point, you're going to have to muck with the rib cage, which just is going to require some level of force.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Whether you could still do that slowly and like try to break it gently, or just smash it.
I'll take out the screaming sword and oh wait, no, it's a rapier, isn't it? So that's a pointy thing. I'll just take out my regular longsword then.
Sure.
And just start slicing it open.
As you take it out, I forgot to do this earlier with your axe, but as you take this out, it's like, oh, where the fuck are we? Is that a corpse? Have you been killing things without me?
Are you asking me, or are you like... There are 2 corpses in the room, technically, so...
You're not a corpse.
If you could be a little bit more specific.
It's a skeleton. That's a corpse.
I mean, like... It's a bit of a distinction without a difference. Some might call me a carcass. Anyway, we're like...
Carcass?
No, I didn't kill this thing as far as I'm aware.
Alright. You're just slashing the flesh off.
Why would you would you be upset if I had killed someone without using you? And you're in a different weapon right now anyway. So, like...
More than anything, I'd be impressed that you'd done it with your hands.
They're not really suited to it.
Bony fingers, you could go straight through someone's eye.
Oh, I guess. Well, I've strangled a few people, but it's not like... It's not as efficient.
It's very ungraceful.
I don't really like watching the light leave their eyes from there up close.
Well, I don't really like being, well, in existence, but we all got to deal with something.
Would you like to talk about that at some time?
Absolutely not.
You sure? You might benefit from it.
It's rather simple. Don't like existing, don't want to exist.
Wait, have you existed for like a long time?
I've got no idea.
Okay. Does the word Macarena mean anything to you?
Fucking nothing.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Macarena.
Is that what I'm hearing from the other side of the door? Just practicing.
Yeah, I don't know, that intonation just feels right for it.
so you're trying to, like, gently slice across the flesh, or?
Yeah, I'm imagining this now being a bit more, like, coroner, like,
It's just a
opening
giant
up
scalpel.
cadaver.
Sure.
Just like, and then peeling back the ribs.
Sure, give me, in all of that, just like a, give me a strength, just for the whole process, because you're breaking through ribs and cutting.
30-20.
You cut through and just pull away some of the rib cage, cracking some of the bones. It's graceful in its own right, but not particularly. And as you do so, it reveals that sitting inside of the chest cavity, there are no organs. There is instead what appears to be a small stone carved effigy of some kind, that of Armishan. It's made of a milky white crystal of some kind, and as you open up the cadaver, it seems to sparkle with the dim light in here. Its expression, the effigy is twisted into a grin, potentially valuable, not magical with your eyes, probably just an offering, but as you've done this, could you please make another Constitution saving throw?
22.
Fine. You hold up, still strong, your armor's protecting you, but, you know, as you're aware, the longer you stay in here, the more damage will potentially come along.
I'm going to put the sword away and be like, I'll see you soon, mate. I'm going to take one of my pouches out, stick my hand in it, and use that like a glove to pick up the effigy. And then I'll walk out.
Sure. Did you want to investigate any of the room, or are you just leaving straight away?
I'll leave for now, and then I can always go back in if need be.
That's wonderful. You leave, holding on to the dog poop method of an effigy.
I got this.
Ah,
Because I can turn the sack inside out if we need to. Does anyone want this?
You scooped it out of the body like you were scooping up dog poop.
I mean, I was going to say I've never owned a dog, but technically I own 2 dogs, but I've never had to scoop their poop.
well, good. Always nice to know.
Well, they currently don't poop, so...
Everybody poops.
If they're magical, do they poop?
Everybody poops.
I mean, whether or not they exist, I suppose technically, you know, some might argue that they're not actually dogs right now. I would consider them to be dogs. They're in like a pre-dog phase of existence.
Pre-dog phase.
Right, so can I? I'll have a look at the statuette. I'm not going to touch it just yet.
Mm-hmm.
Can I identify anything, what it's made of, or anything like that?
Not without touching it and identifying.
I'm going to have to do identify. I'm going to identify.
Sure. You grab onto it and identify. Takes 10 minutes.
Uh,
That 10 minutes is filled with Pesto chanting the Macarena.
Hey, Macarena. Till tu cuerpo.
Everyone's confident until they look at the actual lyrics.
Macarena. Hey.
Maybe que tu cuerpo es pedala y alegre.
I know the last line, and that's all I'll say.
Because I'm assuming that we don't actually have to say it, just in the same way that we don't have to climb things or stab goblins or, you know, lots of things.
We might have to, or we might have to roll a dice to see how we do.
Could you roll?
I would assume that that's part
Your
of it.
identify. Your identify.
Yes.
Could you
Yes.
please roll 4 d10 dice? But don't add them up. It'll just be a number.
I hope someone's writing this down. Sorry, this dice is marked in a very peculiar way. That'll be a 2
Okay.
I shall remember that one. Dose.
and a 9. Making it
Okay.
a 1, and a 4,
Uh-huh.
which is 15, and another 4, which is 19.
2944.
Wonderful. Don't know why you're adding them together. You discover it's definitely some
you
kind of...
literally said don't add them.
It's some
together.
kind of quartz-type crystal, though it sparkles a bit more. And it's worth 2,944 gold pieces.
Oh, there we go.
Are you using my gem table?
No.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't have your gem table.
Aw.
I just said I was just getting a number. It could have been up to 9999.
I know. If I
Put so much work into my gem table.
Or
I wish
10,000.
I'd rolled. If I'd rolled
Full
that first,
zeros.
I said a little bit higher. That would have been nice.
Yeah.
Should
I would be interested in seeing a gem table, Ryan, if you want to see
I-
that.
You want to see my gem table? Okay.
Sure.
I was actually thinking if I
run games.
had done 4 D100s, that would have been quite an interesting.
It is a good gem table. It was being used in. We did come across it. It was being used in
Terrace.
Terrace. So,
Right. So, okay.
it's just
It's
well,
a valuable
a
situation.
valuable crystal. Yeah.
Well, you keep that then, Captain.
I'll put it in my pack for now.
I'm no quartz evaluator, but that looks roughly to be worth 2,944 gold pieces.
Yeah.
That's
Well, only because you cast identify. You get a more specific number.
right. Was there anything else in the room apart from our dead friend?
No, not that I really looked at. I can go and have another look if you want.
Well, just a quick one then, because obviously I can tell you were suffering a little bit. Just a quick whiz round, see if anything pops out at you, as it were.
Cool. You step in. You're doing an investigation on the room.
Well, I
Perception?
was told to be quick, so I will perceive if that's
All right.
okay.
Yeah.
10.
You don't see anything else.
No, nothing else here, Captain.
Okay. And a quick
But-
circle.
Please make another Constitution saving throw.
13.
You take another 5 necrotic damage.
Ow.
Okay, quick circuit of the room, then come on out.
Bye.
So, have you? Has he finished his circuit of the room and come out again?
Yes.
Lovely. In that case, we'll assume there's nothing else in there, and whatever was in there, we have missed it because I'm not picking it.
All right, are we ready to ritually chant? Oh,
Right, there's something I can do, which might be of use.
Yes.
I'm going to hold up my left hand. I'm gonna swivel screw off my pinky finger bone, rest it in my hand, and spin it around,
Ew.
and use a charge of the Wand of Secrets. So
your pinky is the wand of secrets?
I don't
While
want to
holding
place
it-
finger.
you can use an action to expend one of its charges. And if a secret door or trap is within 30 feet of you, the wand pulses and points to the one nearest you.
Within how far?
30 feet.
Right. I want to get a measurement. Circle.
It doesn't say that it's blocked by anything either.
You get nothing.
Yeah, no trips or secret doors or anything in there.
Well, since it's a dangerous room, I think we'll have to take what we have.
Just give me 3 minutes to screw my pinky back in.
Are we confident that we're done with that room?
I mean, anybody who wants to go and have a look in there, I don't fancy. It's obviously got some kind of nastiness in the air in there.
I mean, I didn't see anything magical in there either.
So unless anybody else wants to have a look in there, of course.
No, I don't. Not if the room hurts me.
Let's praise the Macarena, Apostle of Amishan.
Righty-ho. Let's do that thing.
Well, Niffy is sitting on, so place a living creature on the altar. Each
Wait,
participant.
are these not the concentric circles here? Or,
Concentric
you-
circles are circles within circles.
So the center one.
Well, I suppose this is a circle outside a circle.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
right, I'll stand next to the captain in case things go badly.
Each participant will stand with a concentric.
Well, we all need to press our hands where there are markers that will align. I assume there are hand marks or something to align to.
There's nothing that is specifically hand. It's just plenty of markings, as you see on there, all over the floor.
So
Then what the fuck do we do align to?
Oh, What magic was all of this showing up as, Alex?
It would be. I don't know. It would be.
Assuming
Well,
that it
actually-
is indeed glowing with a magical aura, which it might not
You know,
be.
actually, currently it wouldn't be because, of course, you have not done a ritual, so it is just
Sure.
ritual circles.
So, remind me of the rules again, Pesto.
For the preparation, we must all be standing within the concentric circles with our hands pressed to the floor, ensuring they are aligned with the magical markings.
I presume that means lined up with these lines on the floor, perhaps?
Right, yep. Then what? Left foot green?
Then one of us must light a flame in the brazier near the altar, and then touch it,
There is one to the side.
to the altar's center. This symbolizes the awakening of Armishan's power. As the flame is touched to the altar, the markings on the floor will glow brighter, signaling the beginning of the ritual.
I can't do that without taking my hands off the ground, so is anyone able to do that with magic?
Yeah, I can instantaneously light a small campfire, which I suppose will be do the trick.
Do it.
No.
Oh, but now we need to touch it.
Touch the.
Niffy, would you mind taking a torch and touching it to the thing that you're standing on, please?
We need to take the brazier and touch it.
But I need to stay on it though because
I think
never
it's
I'll do
fire.
it. Listen.
It's the fire
Listen.
that's touch, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll touch it. Here, let's just see if this works. I'll take my hands off and touch the brazier to the.
I know it's kind of meta, but I love slightly unclear instructions. Just listening you trying to work them out.
So touch the brazier and therefore the fire to the altar.
Sure. You do so. And the markings on the floor do all start to glow brighter.
Hey,
And
excellent.
then I'm sure you put your hands back on.
Yes.
And that on the ground.
Now we must chant the incantation in unison. Which
having
we
practiced,
do.
We all do.
All together now, at this speed.
Except Niffy. Niffy does not, because she is the living creature on the altar.
I am
You are the living creature.
This sort of speed.
I'm enjoying when we've done this for the kind of whir sounds and a bunch of confetti streamers to come down.
And then as we conclude our chant, Niffy has to pour the blood out on the altar.
Oh no, you all have to do wisdom checks first to make sure that you've done it in sync.
Okay.
I thought we were doing it in the circle.
Just wisdom checks.
I know. Non-skill checks, just based on base stats, growth.
It's bad. It's 10.
Mine was 12.
19.
Yeah, it's not
Particularly
good.
wise today.
It's not good. As you're all doing it, you start pretty good, and then you're just getting out of sync, and you're struggling, and it certainly doesn't go well. The glowing of the sigils becomes just uneven, and absolutely does not seem to be in any way. There we go. Does not seem to be in any way actually what it's supposed to be. Suddenly.
It's actually Ozzy's not that out of sync. It's just his accent. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría macarena.
Yeah, it doesn't say it whether or not this is supposed to happen in here because it doesn't. You'd assume it's not supposed to happen as it's all unevenly glowing. And Niffy, you just start floating up into the sky, floating
Nice.
and floating
Nice.
until you just sort of get to the ceiling, this domed ceiling, 30 feet up, and just boing, bounce up and just sort of rest in the air.
What the fuck is going on, guys?
Monty will take off, head up, grab Niffy around the waist, and head back down again. Or try to.
Yeah, you bring it back down. And as you're putting it down, it seems this effect wears off, and you're like, "Whoa," but you're just close enough that you can put it down carefully.
Well, that didn't work.
I thought that went quite well.
It
No.
went all right, not as well as it might have done. It didn't sort of work or anything. We could try again. I don't know if it'll work a second time.
It seemed
We
like
can
it was
try
working.
again, yeah.
Niffy gained the power of flight. She can't control it very well yet, but that's a pretty good boon to get from a from a god.
I don't think that's when I'm.
Ozzy, I think your accent's delaying your entrance into the chant a little bit.
Oh. I was about to try and do my best, like, Puss in Boots-esque Spanish-style accent before immediately realizing I don't have a good impression for a Puss in Boots.
Go ahead, try it.
Spanish-style accent. So
try it.
Ozzy does one very well.
Well, we'll see if
I
it's
do
done
not.
particularly well. So you do the beginning again, you put your hands down, you get the rapier, touch at the center, it starts to glow, and then everyone make a wisdom check.
I could do a before. Is anybody particularly poor on their wisdom?
I've only got a +2.
Now might be a great time for the odd bardic inspiration.
Oh, that would totally have worked last time as well.
Exactly.
I also have Flash of Genius, which I can use if somebody rolls particularly.
Come on, why did you let me fail that check, guys?
because Alex already started saying the negative effect.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I was like,
He said,
we're
you
gonna
said
have
before,
another go.
I've got to cast it before you fail, not after.
Yeah.
Do you know what I've just realised as well? I have that tactical wit thing.
You
Come on,
again,
Joe!
remembering that you actually have an ability to do things greater than just once.
The irony of forgetting that you have
remembered-
the ability tactical wit.
I remembered my wand of secrets. Okay.
Well, you did. That's true.
So everyone roll wisdom checks, and I'll let you. Well, are you going to do a bardic inspiration first?
Yes, I am going to do bardic inspiration.
Don't you also have guidance, Ozzy?
No.
Oh.
I didn't take guidance.
I thought someone
just-
had guidance.
Just checking. No, I don't have guidance
me.
either.
I don't like
No,
new guidance, and it didn't seem very thematic, so I didn't take it.
I'm just making sure I haven't got anything else I'd forgotten about. Right, so I'll do me bardic inspiration.
I got a 17.
Okay.
Wait, who are you giving it to?
I'll give it to. Are you going to use your own thingy, or do you want? Shall I give it to you?
Well, this is a thing you're doing before we, we've already rolled, but this is a thing you're doing before we roll. So
I haven't rolled mine yet. Yeah, but do you have something which will boost anyway? Because I don't.
Yes.
So if you have that, I'll do the bardic inspiration on myself then.
I don't think you can.
Do you know?
I'll have to read it.
I think
It
bardic
says-
inspiration you can't.
Oh,
do yourself.
you're right. It's another creature. You're right. I'll do it on you then.
Sure.
Because I haven't been paying 100% attention to this, you will have worked out by now, just so you're aware, Monty, because it becomes very obvious. It's every time you say someone's name that your appearance is changing. To someone.
I hadn't worked that out.
Yeah, but I will have missed a few, so you're just every now and again, and you'd eventually gone, right.
So I say, that dwarf captain.
What's the name?
I know, but I can't think of a name. What? I know. Oh God, I can't his name. Not Q. What's his name? The guy in the bar.
Are you talking about W?
Nifty.
Who specifically said that was not his name?
Yeah, Niffy.
Yeah, but
Ozzy.
but that's-
Pesto.
Or are you thinking of
Okay.
Gurtank the Killer?
Gurtank.
yeah. Oh, that's true. Gurtank.
You just turn into Niffy.
What? Niffy's been Gurtank the whole time?
The
Wow.
real Gurtank was the Niffy we made friends with along the way.
Monty.
Will the real Gurtank stand
You
up?
turn into Ozzy.
Ozzy.
You turn into Niffy again.
That's not Niffy.
Turn into Pesto.
Niffy.
It's
Turn into Niffy.
I got a
whenever you
19
say
Alex on my
a
wisdom
name.
check.
What's
Mark, what's your wisdom check?
Oh yes. My wisdom check is that plus. No, not plus anything. That is 17.
So 17, and
19.
19.
But I will. Where is it? God, this list is so fucking long. Tactical Mind is only expended on a success. If it turns it into if the check fails, I'm sure 19's fine.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. As you were saying, at this time, the glowing around the room seems to actually be even. It's positive, it seems. Nothing random. Niffy hasn't floated away.
So there's at least that, and I haven't rolled any dice. So.
Niffy, pour the blood out.
If he pours the blood out.
Yeah.
The blood, well, there's a big the chunk, but then it falls into the patterns, and the room starts to vibrate. Dust falling from the ceiling. This magical
Everyone's
energy
underwear.
glowing.
What does it tell us to do?
The participants must stand back as the energy. Oh, stand back! Stand back!
We will stand back.
Stand back.
From the
back.
altar.
As the light from the flame intensifies, and you feel this staticky electricness in the air.
Stand back.
I'd say, can I get off the
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you should pop over
Well, do
here.
you get off the altar?
I don't know. We'll find out.
You don't have much time to think about it.
I get off the altar.
Okay, you get off and run away. There is a swirling noise, like wind whipping around the room. A shadow starts to surround the altar, raising it into the air. And you see the shadows sort of whip around the altar for a second. There's like an extra sort of weird pause, and then they shoot directly at Niffy.
Oh, fuck.
And just absolutely force themselves into your mouth, eyes, ears, just. Niffy falls for a second before they stand, and their mouth opens and they speak, but it is not Niffy that you hear. You hear this deep, echoing voice as black smoke starts dripping from the mouth and the eyes and the ears, the body almost frozen in place, as you hear it say,
Well, we meet again. Or perhaps for the first time. Linear timelines, so confusing. What do we have here? I'm curious. You perform my ritual, and yet you are not devout to me. What an odd choice. Well, since you have not proven yourself to me, I cannot give you anything that you may desire, except perhaps a promise. If you prove you are worthy of my boon, then I might feel a little more generous. Now, I can't help but feel that the level of trickery and deception in this world has dropped significantly since my reign has dipped, so let's change that, shall we? If you can deceive 100 people of significance, then I shall grant you one wish. I must be clear. I'm not talking about deceiving some random plebeians around a town. I'm talking people with influence, people with power, people whose actions make a difference to this world. And those are your terms. Perform them if you wish.
and then with a violent geyser of black smoke forcing its way out of Niffy's mouth again, Niffy falls over and then wakes up. For you, Niffy, it kind of felt like you got punched in the face and fell over and then stood up again.
What the fuck are they?
I mean, I'm stood over here.
Actually,
It wasn't me, it was Macarena.
I can blame the fucking Macarena. I know it was you.
Look, all of this could have been averted if we just used pumpkin, right?
Oh God,
Well, you just gonna punch Pumpkin in the face.
that's so fucking funny.
it wasn't actually Ozzy on this occasion.
So now you're gonna stick up with for him now.
It was
Nice
a
to
sort
know
of,
you got my back, Captain.
It was a sort of black smoky god thing. I think.
I'm like very far away from you, and you're facing me.
Still don't believe you right now.
Well, that was an interesting experience, and we learned some new words. So that's positive.
Is there a big smoky zero above the altar that we can revisit it to keep track, or
We need to find some kind of high-powered party with 100 people at it, and do them all in one go.
yeah? I mean,
I
imagine-
was about to say that.
We could just
could
walk
go
into
to
the Scientology building in LA, and that should do it.
They have to be influential people.
We can.
Well, they all have
we
that.
could
You all
just-
have money.
Yeah.
That's how you get into Scientology is by paying a lot.
People of significance is what it says.
We could sneak into a party of rich people and tell them we're supposed to be there convincingly, and that might do it.
Yeah.
That's one lie, 100 people, one wish.
Yeah.
We should have asked if it was one wish.
Oh, we could all try to become the president of the United States and then just lie the whole time. That'll do it really quick.
We should have asked
Seems
if it was
easy.
one wish each or one collective wish.
No, but you got to deceive people, not think you're deceiving people, but actually deceive people.
Yeah, he's deceiving like half of them somehow.
Yeah, fair point there.
5 years from now, when we're still doing this long campaign, this motherfucker's just gonna.
You're still doing this long
Yeah,
land
true.
temple.
We're just this black smoke's gonna pop up in the middle of nowhere and be like, "You finally done it!"
And we'll be
We'll be like, "What?
Done what?"
That raises a question, Alex. Are we keeping track of this and you'll tell us when we can mark someone on, or are you keeping track of it?
Good question.
Or indeed,
Or is anyone keeping track of it and they're deceiving us, and that was just the show?
Well, yes, if it's real at all, yeah.
it is a trickster god, after all. I wonder if there are 100 people in that room 32. Hiding. Right. So that was successful-ish, I suppose, in the sense that we did actually do the ritual. Well, that was jolly interesting, and Monty's going to get out his loot, and as he walks down this corridor, he's going to be going. Catchy, really.
No, I really thought after the possession took place, he was just gonna be like, "Hey, Macarena."
Well,
So you go back into the corridor to
Ozzy, where are you going?
Into my mind palace for ideas.
Oh, he's trying to figure out how to do it.
Joe's got to figure out a way to do it
was like,
cheekily and in one go, and not actually try to do it properly.
Efficient way to deceive 100 influential people. It's like we can't, and it'll take us ages to engineer a situation where we have 100 or more influential people in a room. That'll take ages. But I'm proficient in calligrapher's supplies, so I have very fancy handwriting.
Are you gonna send out spam emails?
So if we can find someone who has maybe a forgery kit, we could just send letters out to people being like, "Hi, I'm Sir Lionel da Vinci. I'm opening an art gallery in this city, and I'd love to hear if you were interested.
I'm a prince of this nation, and we desperately need your help."
Niffy does know the good forger.
There we go.
There you go.
So, how do we feel about giving that a try?
I think we should probably sleep on it.
Well, I've got to be honest, I'm not 100% behind deceiving people who don't deserve to be deceived. Maybe we can find...
If they're influential, they probably deserve to be deceived, to be honest.
There is a fair chance. But I mean, it'd be nice to know who it is you're deceiving, though, rather than just,
Well, we've got to find out their address, so we can send them a letter. So I guess we'll find out about them in that process. I'm thinking if we do something like, if we give it a bit of an arcane, like bit of flair and artistry, we could call it an M mail for magic mail.
We'll certainly think about it. But for now, let's go and look through this door over here.
I wonder what they would consider to be an influential person.
Where's Pesto gone? As soon as I say, where's Pesto gone?
Yeah, you look like Niffy.
Wait, where'd everyone go?
Pesto!
What?
We're down. Well, oh, there you are.
Oh, hi. I forgot the store was down here, honestly.
Stacking up behind that
Lightning
southern
bolt.
door.
Use the door. Open.
Yeah.
It's a shame. I was waiting for a chance to use that skeleton key.
it reveals another hallway.
It's either a hallway or a long, narrow room.
I take from the context that you open the door.
Yes! Open door.
You see as it opens.
You see. Oh,
It's a
long narrow room it is.
This long, solemn corridor stands in defiance of time's decay, its smooth stone walls almost untouched by wear. Flickering sconces cast dancing shadows across the fabric-draped walls, where grand ancient tapestries hang in silent reverence to Amishan and his most infamous followers. Unlike much of the temple, this space is pristine, not through magic, but through some strange sense of preservation, as though the temple itself refuses to let these stories fade. The tapestries are masterworks of weaving, magically infused so that they are animated, moving to show stories, the weaves of the tapestry itself reshaping and manipulating as needed. They depict legends both known and forgotten, stories of tricksters, thieves, and jesters who wielded wit as their blade, dancing between fate and folly. And obviously you can see down at the end, the corridor goes towards the east in 2 spots, but you cannot see around the corner for now.
I'm going to step into the room. Assuming that the ceiling doesn't fall on my head, I'm going to investigate the tapestries.
Sure.
That is a natural 20, and it gives me a 24.
You notice that there are 5 individual stories being told, named thusly on the tapestry. There is the laughing betrayer. You see a hooded figure sitting at a table of kings playing a game of chance. As the rulers wager crowns and thrones, the trickster grins, for he has already stolen them all. You see the lost door. A band of adventurers stand before an impossible doorway, one that appears and disappears at Amishan's whim. Their faces twist in frustration, for each time they solve its riddle, the answer changes. You see one called the Fool's Ascent. A lone jester climbs a golden stairway towards a throne, passing trials of fire, ice, and shadow. But at the final step, the throne vanishes, revealing only a mirror reflecting his own grinning face. You see the Game of Masks. 2 figures stand locked in conversation, each wearing a different mask. As the tapestry progresses, the masks shift and change until it is unclear who is who, or if there were ever 2 figures to begin with. And the final jest. The last tapestry is damaged, its lower half eaten away, seemingly by some sort of animal? What remains shows Amishan laughing beneath a crescent moon, a hand outstretched as if offering something unseen. The meaning is lost, perhaps intentionally.
Very nice tapestries.
Your eyes of minute seeing says that these are extremely well crafted. The finest fabrics. Right, what is that face? You're thinking.
Maybe if we give it something invisible.
It's under a crescent moon. Game of Masks. I mean, I've got 2 masks.
You currently can't remove one of them.
That is correct, but I do have another one. In fact, I have 2 other ones. I have the one I normally wear, and I also have this one, which is the one that does the old charm personally thing.
To clarify, because you said invisible, the hands outstretched as if offering something unseen. It is unseen because that is where the tapestry is torn, not because he's not holding anything.
I understand. Thank you for clarifying.
You are.
I am Groot.
We are Groot.
We are Groot!
We
Does
are
anybody have any
Macarena.
kind of-
Hey, Macarena.
Anybody have any mending?
Yes.
Yeah.
You could try mending the tapestry there.
Let's
We
do
don't
it.
have the bottom half of it, do we?
I don't know.
So what would we?
It might be the
What would
dust.
be reattaching?
I don't know.
Nothing.
Mend it. Just mend it. Well, it looks like we have no brilliant ideas immediately, so I'll toddle down and look at the that investigation. Presumably, look behind the tapestries as well. Yeah. So there's no point me doing that as well. So I'm going to go down and look, see what's around the one. I'll stand here actually, so I can see both of them.
Sure. Boom.
Oh, ooh.
Looking through the archway,
Oh,
you're greeted
Lord.
by a sight both breathtaking and uncanny. A vast garden stretches before you, filled with winding stone pathways, vibrant flowering shrubs, and ancient trees whose gnarled branches reach towards a sky that does not exist. The ceiling overhead appears to be enchanted to mimic the heavens, rolling clouds drifting lazily across a blue expanse, and soft sunlight filtering down through the leaves. Yet, if you stare too long, the illusion wavers, revealing glimpses of the true stone vault above, cold and unfeeling.
So there we go. We have successfully done a rather
You've
weird
done
ritual.
a significant amount of this.
Is there anything left? There's this room over here.
So,
with all the
yes,
beds
the
and
bits
stuff.
that you have left to either explore or go through. Obviously, the gardens that you've just walked into. There's the rest of that living quarter where you didn't walk far enough in to see all of it. You said you were going to go back to re-explore the Olin ground. And then the silver keyhole that appeared, that sort of top left, after you did that little trial, there's a silver key.
We still don't have the silver key.
Silver key.
We have a
Where's the silver
gold
key?
key, I think.
Oh, and yes, you hadn't worked out what the hell was happening with the corridor 8, because I see your little orange question mark.
Corridor 8. Oh yeah, that was the faces. And room 20. Room 20 hadn't done anything either.
20, you did not discover anything.
So, yeah, looking at that, we must have got a good chunk of it. So, yeah, we've done about half of it today.
You've done a fair
Yes.
amount. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Excellent. And we got some-
Congratulations.
We're such good adventurers.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Magic, Myths and Mayhem. Thank you to Dark Fantasy Studio and Nicolas Judy and Ovani for the use of their music in this episode. And a big thanks to you for listening. If you want to hear more behind the scenes content, alongside extra art and lore, please consider joining our Patreon by searching Magic, Myths and Mayhem on patreon.com, or watch our extra content and games on twitch.com. For now, thank you for being here, and we look forward to seeing you next time. I'll see you then. I cannot believe that out of 1,000 magical effects, Putty rolls once and gets the one that's drugs. And I won't fuck with you.
You haven't been through this new table. 900 of them could be about.
Well, one of them was about making someone float, so at least, well, it was about getting high, I guess.
There you go.